Miss Ida. I'm
Hoy es,
sorry.
hoy es su día de la lista de los casos donde van a darle la lectura de cargos. Voy a llamar su nombre como lo tiene, como aparece en la pantalla. Asegúrese de que mantiene el micrófono desactivado y la cámara prendida.
Miss Ida, if you will sound to see if anyone needs any interpreting services.
Aquí presente en la parte virtual, ¿hay alguna persona que necesita intérprete? Por favor, levante la mano, déjenos saber si necesita intérprete.
Okay. Then if you will just hold on, let me knock out those in the queue, and then we will come back and deal with those that are in the courtroom, okay?
Your Honor.
All right, so again, I'm Judge Freeman. Today is your arraignment day. And this is your initial court date to enter your plea, which will be not guilty, guilty, or nolo contendere. If you enter a not guilty plea, you have the choice of having your case tried here in Forest Park, or you can request that it be bound over to Clayton County. If you enter a nolo plea or a guilty plea, and of course, that's assuming you're eligible for a nolo plea, your case will be resolved today. I'm going to have everyone to type their name and their email address in the chat and send it to FPMC. Type your name and email address in the chat and send it to FPMC. And while you're doing that, let me just give you some instructions regarding virtual court. You are in court, so it's being recorded video and audio. So please make sure there's nothing in your background that's going to be distracting or interfere with you being in court. You need to be dressed and you need to conduct yourself like you are in court. If that is not taking place, your session will be discontinued and you will be required to come down to the courthouse. While the session is going on, please make sure that your video stays on at all times. We do not have a big calendar in the queue, so when I call your name, if you will simply announce your plea, which is not guilty, guilty, or nolo contendere. Now, understand that you have certain rights, and I want to go through those. First and foremost, you are presumed innocent. It is the city's burden to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial, and at that trial, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford to hire one, this court will appoint you. During the trial, you have the right to present evidence, and you have the right to refute any evidence that's offered by the city. Please make sure that you understand your rights. The significance of me getting your email address is that your plea form will be sent to you through your email, through DocuSign. Whatever plea you enter, you will record that on your plea form and send it back to the Forest Park Municipal Court Clerk's office. After you've done that, any other paperwork that you need to get, you will receive. Of course, if you fail to send it back, that's a violation of a court order and you will need to then come down to the courthouse. So I'm going to start to my top right. Is it Joshua Goldwell?
Joshua Goldware.
All right, young lady, what is your plea to the charge?
Not guilty.
All right, you are, let me tell you what you've been charged with.
Okay.
You've been charged with a disorderly conduct charge to which you're entering a not guilty plea. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now there's a Charnesia Goldware. Are you all related?
Yes.
What's the relationship?
My sister.
Okay, so this was something between you and your sister. Is she on the call today?
She's not. Did she have a court date today?
Yes, she did. So
she did. Oh, okay.
You need, if you can get
She's
access,
here with me right now.
well, you need to go tell her to come and stand next to you.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
All right. And I'm gonna put both of you all down for not guilty and tell me, do you want me to keep the case here in Forest Park, or do you want me to bind it over to Clayton County?
Okay, I'm talking to her. You had a court date today, so you can come with me, and he's gonna put us both down for not guilty. Do we want to do it? Yeah, but okay, we're here now. So, do you want to do it?
Tell her I need to see her in the screen.
Okay, she's in the restroom. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, when she finishes, I don't want to see her in the restroom.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. But my question to you, young lady, do you want me to keep your case in Forest Park, or you want me to bind it over to Clayton County?
Forest Park.
And let me tell you what the difference between the two is.
Okay,
If the case stays in Forest Park, you're gonna get a bench trial, which is a trial in front of a judge, namely me. If the case is bound over to Clayton County, you're eligible for a jury trial. So you decide whether you want a bench trial or a jury trial.
do we want a bench trial or a jury trial?
Well, let me say this, you get to make the choice for yourself and your sister gets to make the choice for herself. So what would you like?
What's the difference? That's what I wanna know.
Sister, I'm gonna get to you. Let me deal with this one first. Young lady, do you want a bench trial or a jury trial?
Can you tell me I know the difference is with the jury, and then the other one was what again?
Is a trial in front of a judge without a jury. So one trial will be where I will decide your guilt or your innocence, and the other trial will be where a jury decides your guilt or your
Okay,
innocence.
I will do the one where you decide if we're guilty or innocent.
So I'm gonna put you down for not guilty, and we're gonna keep your case here in Forest Park. You're waiving your right to a jury trial. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Doing right now.
Okay, and can you also put your sister's information in the chat as well, her name and email address? And now let me speak to your sister.
Okay, I'm putting my name and email in the chat now.
All right, now let me get you to pronounce your first name, young lady.
Charnicia.
All right, Miss Charnicia, you entered a not guilty plea. Do you want me to keep the case in Forest Park, or do you want your case bound over to Clayton County where you're eligible for a jury trial?
We can keep it in Forest Park.
Okay, I'm gonna need for both of you all to put your names in the chat, and once I can confirm that, they will see your reset date and your plea form. You will enter a not guilty plea, send it back, and then you will get your new court date. Do you both understand that?
Yes, I understand.
All right, I see that we have it. You both can disengage, and thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Take care of yourself, all right? All right, Mr. West, Tavares West,
Yes, sir.
how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. You're charged with the traffic control failure to signal charge. Was this an accident?
Yes, sir.
What is your plea to this?
Guilty.
All right, do you understand that by entering into the guilty plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And sir, do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And sir, do you think it is in your best interest to enter into the guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
All right, the fine amount is $175. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
Yes, sir. I'm able to pay that in 2 weeks.
Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir. I have.
All right, can we confirm that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm waiting on Miss Payton, Miss Yates, or Miss Green to confirm that Tavares West information is in the chat. All right, sir, they have your information. You will receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow. You will enter a guilty plea, and then you will receive your 2-week agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
No, sir.
All right, well, thank you, sir. You can disengage, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. Is that Camelia Clayton?
Yes, it is, sir.
All right, young lady, what is your plea to the charge?
I am pleading
Following closely. What is your plea?
NOLO.
All right, is Miss Clayton eligible for a NOLO plea?
She is.
All right, young lady, do you understand that by entering into the NOLO plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes,
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
freely.
All right, the court will accept your NOLO plea, young lady. The fine is $200. Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I can be able to pay that in 2 weeks.
Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
I did it in the Forest Park. I believe I did it as the host and not to everyone. So do I need a
Send it to FPMC.
Judge Freeman, I have it.
Okay, they have yours, Miss Clayton.
Okay.
You receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow. You will enter a no-lo plea and send that back through DocuSign. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And then thereafter, you will receive your 2-week agreement, and please make sure you comply. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, well, good luck to you, and you can disengage.
Okay, thank you so much.
Take care. Devontavius Smith,
Yes, sir, I'm here.
how are you doing, sir? What is your plea to the charge?
Not guilty.
All right, let me look. Do you want me to keep this case here in Forest Park, or do you want me to bind it over to Clayton County where you're eligible for a no-vote plea?
You can keep it in the city.
I mean, eligible for a,
No, you can keep it in the
you
city.
want me to keep it
You can keep it
here?
in the city.
Let me just tell you something, because of your speed, it's a non-reportable offense, even if you are
Right.
convicted. You understand
Right.
that?
Right.
All right, we're gonna
I
put
see you
down
every
for
year,
not-
man. I see
We're
you
gonna
every
put you
year.
down for not guilty. Do you understand that?
Yep.
All right. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
All
Before
right, can we confirm that we have Mr. Smith's information?
We have it, Judge Freeman.
All right, Mr. Smith, you will receive your plea form, enter a not guilty plea, and thereafter you will receive your new court date where you waived your right and your case will be tried in Forest Park. Do you understand?
Okay. Also, Judge, I got a quick question to tell you. Because my contact information has changed. Because they said that because it was back when I had got a previous traffic offense. They said they was contacting me through my phone and stuff, and my contact information changed. So how can I change that? Do I need to come down? Because I know that
You need to provide your updated information in the chat and send it to FPMC.
FPNC updated contact information. Okay, I'll do it.
Hold on. They're trying to get some information from you right now. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mr. Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Smith, I'm going to send you a message in the chat and just respond to it with your new contact information, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Joseph Ventura,
Yes,
young man, what is your plea to the charge?
guilty.
You understand that by entering into the guilty plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
I am.
Young man, the fine amount is $430. Can you pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I can do that in 2 weeks.
All right, have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
I have.
Can we confirm that?
One moment.
This is Joseph Ventura.
Yes, we have it, Judge Freeman.
All right, Mr. Ventura, you will receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow. Enter a guilty plea and send it back, and thereafter you will receive your 2-week agreement to pay the sum of $430. Do you understand that, sir?
Yeah, I understand.
Do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
All right, thank you. You can disengage.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, Tennille Thomas,
Yes,
young lady, what is your plea to the charge?
Nolo.
Can you all advise whether Ms. Thomas is eligible for a no-lo plea?
She is.
All right, young lady, do you understand that by entering into the no-lo plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes,
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial? And I'm gonna need you to take the hat off your head.
sorry.
That's okay. Your no-lo plea has been accepted. The fine amount is $155. Are you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time to pay?
2 weeks will be fine.
All right, have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Can we confirm that?
I'm sorry, Judge Freeman. What were you waiting for?
Can we confirm that Tennille Thomas's email address is in the chat?
Yes, we have it.
All right, Ms. Thomas, you will receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow.
Okay.
Please make sure that you enter your no-load plea and send it back through DocuSign, and thereafter you will receive your 2-week agreement, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to you. You can disengage.
And
All right,
Judge
thank you.
What was her
Yes.
fine amount?
Her fine amount is $155.
Thank you.
All right, Joseph Oban,
Jacob, sir?
excuse me, I'm sorry, Jacob Oban.
Yes, sir.
What is your plea to the suspended registration charge, sir?
Guilty. Yes.
What state is your car titled in?
What do you mean state, as in, is it
What
active?
state- Yeah, what state, the registration on your car, what state is it from?
Georgia?
Okay, this vehicle belonged to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're entering a guilty plea to this charge?
Yes, sir. What happened was my car was in the shop. So when the duration of my car being in the shop, I did not pay my car insurance because it was in the shop. So I was.
Yeah, and now you know not to do that, don't you?
Yeah, so, and now,
Let me tell you what you have to do, whenever that happens, you simply need to get a registration waiver.
okay,
But unfortunately, you're gonna have to pay this fine since you didn't do that, okay?
okay. But my car is registered now, so
That's
that,
fine, yeah, I see that it's registered now, but you're gonna have to pay this fine. So do you understand about entering into the guilty plea? Are you doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
yes, sir.
You also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial.
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
I can tell you don't want to pay this fine by the tone of your voice, but you might as well go ahead and get ready. You're gonna pay it, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, but I am gonna reduce it from a suspendable offense down to a non-suspendable offense, okay?
So much,
But
sir.
this fine ain't no joke. The fine is $695. You able to take care of that in 2 weeks, or you need a longer period of time?
Yeah, I need a longer period of time for
I'm
that
gonna
one.
place you on probation for 12 months, and your
Okay.
probation will end the moment this is paid, okay?
Okay,
Now, let me tell you about probation in Georgia. Probation in Georgia does not show on your record unless you violate your terms and conditions, okay?
okay,
If you pay this off in the first 29 days, you do not have to pay any monthly probation fees.
okay,
But if you go beyond 29 days, in addition to paying the fine, you're gonna have to pay a monthly probation fee for every month that you're on probation.
okay,
And of course, if you violate your probation, they'll bring you back in front of me on a probation revocation calendar, okay?
yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Have you typed your name and email address in the chat and sent it to FPMC?
Yes, sir, I did. I said that.
Can we confirm that, someone?
Jacob, can you send it to court guest or Forest Park Municipal Court instead of FPMC, please?
Okay, 1 second.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Payton, am I telling them?
It's okay.
Okay.
Ms. Yates' computer froze up, so she can't help us right now.
I got you.
You said, Forest Park?
Yep, Municipal Court.
Okay. Let me see.
And once you've done that, you will receive your plea form to which you will enter a guilty plea. We are reducing this to an expired tag charge, okay, Ms. Payton?
Okay,
And his fine is $695. He'll be on probation for 12 months, pay only probation.
got it.
I received his email address. So
All right, Mr. Oban, they have your information. You can disengage, young man.
Thank you so much, sir.
Take care of yourself. Tara Camille's.
Yes.
What is your plea to the 2 charges?
Guilty.
Now, you know I have to ask, but what is that on your head?
A head wrap.
Now, you know you were in court. Okay? Is that there for some kind of medical or religious reason?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. But you know that's not how we come to court, don't
I don't know.
you? I'm just letting you know, okay?
Yes, sir.
I am an old school judge with old values, and you know that's not the way you're supposed to come to court, okay?
Okay.
Now, let's make sure that doesn't happen again, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, now what is your plea to these two charges?
Guilty.
Are you entering a guilty plea to both charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that by entering into the guilty plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea, young lady, freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, the total fine for both violations, and by the way, the tag charge is a non-reportable offense, which means it will not show on your record, okay?
Okay.
The total fine is $355. Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
2 weeks is fine.
All right, have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Can we confirm that we have Ms. Mills' information?
Ms.
Can you send
Mills.
it again, please, Ms. Mills, to Forest Park Municipal Court?
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
And once you've done that, you will then receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow. You will enter a guilty plea. And after you've sent that back through DocuSign, you then will receive your 2-week agreement to pay the sum of $355. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No. I haven't gotten it yet.
So I have a Brian who I don't see in the video. Who is
All
Brian?
right, me.
I can't see your face, dude. Thank you. What is your last name?
Sosby, Sosby.
Say it again.
Sosby, Sosby.
All right.
On page 14, Your Honor.
Okay. Young man, what is your plea to the charge?
Not guilty.
Okay, do you want me to keep this case in Forest Park, or do you want it bound over to Clayton County?
Keep it in Forest Park.
All right, so you're waiving your right to a jury trial. Have you typed your name and email address and sent it in the chat to the clerk's office?
I'm doing it now.
Thank you. And what you're gonna receive, Brian, is you will receive your plea form when you've entered a not guilty plea. And then thereafter, you will receive your new court date. Do you understand that?
Okay.
So start checking your email sometimes tomorrow. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, once I know you sent that in there, you sent your name and email address, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm doing it.
All right, do we have his information?
Not yet, he's doing it.
Okay. And I see a William Gilham, but he's not on the video.
Well, Your Honor, he was on this morning and you called him. He did not respond. You marked him as FTA. And I guess he took the liberty to sign back on today at 1.
Okay, so he was supposed to be here this morning.
Absolutely.
All right, so Mr. Gilham,
I'm here.
all right. What happened to you this morning?
I had a seizure.
Okay, well, I hope you're feeling better, but you need to somebody needs to let me know that.
I'm so sorry. I had
It's
to
all
clock
right.
out.
So what is your plea to the charge? Is
Not
it
guilty.
not guilty, or no low contender?
He said
You're
not.
charged with loitering.
I am, yes. Dumpster diving, loitering.
Yeah, so is your plea not guilty, guilty, or no low contender?
Not guilty.
Okay, we're gonna set you down for a new court date. I'll have the officer here, because Officer Green was here this morning, all right?
Okay.
Now, you know you're gonna pay a $50 late fee, but you can come and explain to me and provide me with any information you have regarding your medical condition. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
I have, yes.
All right, do we have?
Yes, we have it.
All right, you will receive your plea form where you will enter a not guilty plea, and then you will receive your reset notice for trial here for Forest Park, okay?
Okay, cool.
Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
All right, take care. You can
I do not,
disengage.
no.
All right, bye-bye. Does that take care of everybody in the queue?
Yes, Your Honor.
Excellent. Let's take a 1-minute court break and then let's have Ms. Ida to call up the people that need interpreting services.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Ida?
Yes, Miss Yolanda.
Okay, so did you want to deal with the interpreting services first?
Sure.
We have 5 here.
Okay. Do you want me to give any preliminary instructions or how do you want me to do it? Or wait for the judge until he addresses the court or?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Or do you want to wait until the judge comes and he start the presentation? I mean,
We can do
addresses everybody or
We can do that.
whatever you want. I'm here for you.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Sure. Let me just tell them that we're gonna be doing that. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Buenas tardes, las personas que necesitan intérprete. Ahorita el juez va a empezar a llamar la lista de casos. Cuando oiga su nombre, se acerca al podio o al micrófono para que diga cómo se va a declarar. Esté pendiente de eso, le van a preguntar cómo se declara y luego le va a explicar los derechos, le vuelven a preguntar si puede pagar la multa hoy, en 2 semanas o necesita más de 2 semanas para pagarla. Si necesita más de 2 semanas, la van a poner en libertad vigilada. Aquí está el juez.
Did you all hear anybody?
¿Pudieron oírme?
They did hear you, Miss Ida.
Okay, good.
All right, we ready to rock and roll?
Yes, let's do it.
Wonderful. Who do we have first?
Okay.
And
you
what,
wanna
if you'll
do
tell me
Ida's
what
case?
page too?
Did you want to do Ida's cases first, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Okay. Veronica Juarez. Come on.
And she's on page 3, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Verónica Juárez, si se acerca al micrófono o al podio, por favor.
Sí, está bien.
Ask her what is her plea to driving without a license?
¿Cómo se declara el cargo de manejar sin licencia?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Does she understand that by entering into the guilty plea, she's doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Al declararse culpable, aquí usted lo está haciendo sin el asesoramiento de un abogado. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Does she also understand that by entering into the plea, she's waiving her right to a trial?
Usted también renuncia a un juicio cuando se declara culpable. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Is she entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando de esta manera por su propia voluntad y libremente?
Sí.
Yes.
Ask her, does she have any questions she'd like to ask me?
¿Tiene preguntas para el juez?
No.
No.
Based on the information we have, is this the first time she's been charged with this offense?
Es la primera vez que la acusan de este cargo basada en la información que tenemos.
¿Así sin licencia?
Él está chequeando está chequeando con la secretaria.
Okay.
You're asking Miss Yates or Miss Payton, Your Honor, is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
No driver found when we ran her, Judge Freeman.
Okay, Miss Ida, let her know the fine amount is $795.
La multa es 795 por este cargo.
¿Está bien?
That's fine.
Ask her, is she able to satisfy that within 2 weeks, or does she need a longer period of time?
Usted puede pagarlo hoy, necesita 2 semanas o más de 2 semanas.
Hoy mismo voy a pagarlo.
I'm going to pay it today.
All right, tell her she will be directed to the clerk's office momentarily. Tell her thank you.
Gracias, en un momento le van a decir dónde tiene que irlo a pagar. Ok, siéntese hasta que le digan dónde tiene que ir a pagar.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next person.
Chavez, he's on the same page.
Anselmo Chávez, por favor acérquese al micrófono.
Sí, aquí estoy.
Okay.
He's been charged with following too closely. What is his plea to the charge?
A usted lo acusan por manejar muy de cerca. ¿Cómo se declara el cargo?
No.
No.
Mm.
I won't dispute the charges.
He wants to enter a nolo plea.
¿Se quiere declarar nolo?
Ajá, sí.
Yes.
Is he eligible for a nolo plea?
He is.
All right. Does he understand that by entering into the nolo plea, he's waiving his right to a trial?
Al declararse usted nolo, usted renuncia al derecho a tener un juicio. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
Is he entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando de esta manera por su propia voluntad y libremente?
Sí.
Yes.
And does he believe it is in his best interest to enter into the no plea?
¿Y usted considera que lo que más le conviene en este momento es declararse nulo?
Sí.
Yes.
Let him know the fine amount is $200. Can that be paid in 2 weeks, or does he need a longer period of time?
¿Cuánto
La,
dice?
la multa son de $200, lo puede pagar hoy, necesita 2 semanas o más de 2 semanas.
Lo voy a pagar hoy.
I am going to pay it today.
All right, let him know he will be directed to the clerk's office. Ask him, does he have any questions?
Una
Tiene-
pregunta. Tengo una pregunta.
I have a question.
$200.
$200?
That is correct.
Sí, eso es correcto.
Una pregunta. ¿Le afecta los puntos de la licencia a uno?
I have a question. Will that affect the points will be given to my license?
Tell him because he entered a no plea, if he is eligible, he will not receive any points for this offense.
No, que si usted, como usted se declaró nulo y usted califica para que le den el nulo, entonces no le van a dar puntos por este delito, por esta infracción.
Gracias.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to the next person.
Ok, siéntese y ahorita le van a decir cuándo tiene que ir a pagar.
Si quién me va a enseñar a dónde voy a ir a pagar.
La señorita, Miss Yolanda, are you going to tell him eventually where to go and pay?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna let him know.
Ya, siéntese y ahorita le dejan saber. La señorita de ahí, donde está
In the
ahorita.
hallway,
Gracias.
to your right, there's gonna be someone at the window.
Okay,
Ok, vaya al pasillo a la derecha y ver una persona en la ventanilla.
Okay, gracias.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we have page 5, Mr. Jose Garcia. We have that he has an attorney, but the attorney did not appear. We have not heard anything from his attorney.
Okay, we're gonna reset. We will reset this for him to either hire a private lawyer, or we will reset this for him to hire a private lawyer, okay?
Señor Trejo, van a posponer su caso, lo van a aplazar para que usted le dé tiempo de conseguir un abogado.
And for his attorney to enter an appearance in the case.
Y para que su abogado, participe, que lo está representando. Perdone.
Sí, es que no se pudo, no llegó a tiempo ahorita, pero sí tengo uno.
I do have an attorney, but he couldn't make it on time.
Well, tell him he needs to enter, he should have notified the court, but we'll deal with the attorney when he comes down here on his court date.
Ok, el abogado tenía que haber notificado a la corte, tiene que prestar un documento que diga que lo está representando y le van a dar una fecha nueva para que su abogado venga y esté presente con usted.
Okay, de acuerdo, está bien.
Ok, that's fine.
Thank you. Let's go to the next person.
Ok, siéntese.
Mr. Page 7, Jose Almadar.
José Almendar Gutiérrez, por favor acérquese al podio.
What is his plea to the driving without a license and the 2 child restraint cases?
¿Cómo se declara el cargo de manejar sin una licencia válida y a los 2 cargos que tiene de no tener los cinturones de seguridad o los asientos de seguridad para los niños menores de edad?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Does he understand by entering into the guilty plea that he's doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Al declararse culpable aquí, usted lo está haciendo sin el asesoramiento de un abogado, ¿entendió eso? Yes.
Does he also understand by entering into the plea, he is waiving his right to a trial?
También al declararse culpable, usted renuncia al derecho a tener un juicio, ¿entendió eso? Yes.
Is he entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
¿Usted se está declarando de esta manera por su propia voluntad y libremente?
Sí.
Yes.
And does he believe it is in his best interest to enter into the plea?
¿Y usted considera que declararse de esta manera es lo que más le conviene?
Sí.
Yes.
Ms. Yates and Ms. Payton, do we have any history on this gentleman?
No, we have nothing on him. It says.
All right, the total fine amount is $895. Is he able to pay that in 2 weeks, or does he need a longer period of time?
La multa total de todos los cargos son $895. ¿Lo puede pagar hoy? ¿Necesita 2 semanas o más de 2 semaas para pagarlo?
Sería hoy. Solo una pregunta. ¿Sí podría pagar en tarjeta?
Yes, I could pay it today, but I have a question. Can I pay it with a credit card?
Yes, as long as his name is on the card, he has valid ID, no American Express.
Ok, no aceitan American Express, contaría y la tarjeta, y usted tiene una tarjeta a su nombre y también tengo una identificación con el mismo nombre. ¿Tiene eso?
Sí.
Yes, he does have it. I do have it.
Tell him that the court will accept his guilty plea and he will make payment of $895 on today.
Ok, aceptamos su declaración de culpable y va a pasar el pago de 895 hoy.
Okay.
And
Let's
he
go
will
to the
go
next
the
person.
window, Ms. Otta, I'm
Mi-
sorry.
I'm
And,
sorry.
they'll take his payment there.
Miss Ida, can you tell him to circle guilty, please?
Ponga, ponga en un círculo la palabra culpable, o que dice culpable o guilty, no sé si lo tienen en español o en inglés. And then can I direct him to go to the window, Miss
Yes,
Yolanda? Ok, entonces salga afuera, a mano derecha va a estar la ventanilla donde va a pagar, en el pasillo que está afuera.
Okay, gracias.
Take that,
Thank
take-
you.
Next we have on page 12. The first one, Horatio Rio.
Horacio Ríos.
Serio.
He's charged with driving without a valid license. What is his plea to that charge?
El señor Osario, lo acusan por manejar sin licencia. ¿Cómo se declara el cargo?
Lolo.
Nolo.
He's not eligible for a NOLO. It will need to be guilty since he doesn't have a license.
No
Ask
le
him if
puede,
he never had a license.
usted no lo califica para el nolo porque no tiene una licencia. ¿Alguna vez ha tenido una licencia?
Tengo la de Chicago.
I have the Chicago license.
His license is out of Chicago.
Yes, it says he has a temporary license, only valid for the state of Illinois.
Okay.
La
All right.
licencia es válida.
Then, all right.
No.
I will allow his NOLO. Does he understand that by entering into the NOLO plea, he's doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Acepto su declaración de nolo. Sabe que cuando se declara nolo lo está haciendo sin asesoramiento de un abogado. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Does he also understand that by entering into the NOLO plea, he's waiving his right to a trial?
También al declararse nolo, usted renuncia a su derecho a tener un abogado. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Is he entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando de esta manera por su propia voluntad y libremente?
Sí.
Yes.
And does he believe it is in his best interest to enter into the NOLO plea?
¿Y usted considera de que declararse nulo es lo que más le conviene ahora?
Sí.
Yes.
Let him know the court will accept his NOLO plea. The fine amount is $795.
El juez acepta su declaración de culpable. La multa son de $795.
Okay.
Is he able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or does he need a longer period of time?
Usted puede pagarlo hoy, en 2 semanas, o necesita más de 2 semanas.
Lo pago hoy.
I can pay it today.
All right, he will be directed to the clerk's office momentarily. Thank you.
Ok. Afuera sale al pasillo y a la mano derecha va a estar la ventanilla donde puede
Ask him,
pagar.
does he have any questions?
¿Tiene preguntas para el juez?
No.
All
No.
right, thank you. All right,
Gracias.
who's next, Ms. Green?
Okay, we have one, Miss Glenda. She came in a little late, but she does need your assistance, Ms. Otta.
Sure.
Last name Villa
Lobos.
Ilobos.
And do we have it here?
Yes, page 17.
Oh, 17. Oh, okay. I don't have that. So tell me that. Glenda, what? Glenda? What,
It's-
¿cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama?
Glenda Villalobos.
Glenda Villalobos. Okay.
The last
What
one. is
page?
17.
Miss Green, page 17, you said?
Yes,
Page 17, Your Honor.
Okay, what is her plea to driving without a valid license and failure to yield?
¿Cómo se declara el cargo de manejar sin licencia y no ceder el paso?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Does she understand that by entering into the guilty plea, she's doing so without the assistance of a lawyer?
Usted entiende que declararse culpable aquí lo está haciendo sin asesoramiento de un abogado. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Is she entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando de esta manera por su propia voluntad y libremente?
Sí.
Yes.
And does she believe it is in her best interest to enter into the plea?
¿Usted considera que declararse de esta manera es lo que más le conviene?
Sí.
Yes.
Does she realize she's waiving her right to a trial?
Usted entiende que usted está renunciando al derecho a tener un juicio. ¿Entendió eso?
Ok.
Ok.
Let her know the total fine amount is $995.
La multa total son $999.
Ok.
Is she able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or does she need a longer period of time?
Lo puede pagar hoy, en 2 semanas, o necesita más de 2 semanas para pagarlo.
Hoy.
Today.
Tell her she will be directed to the clerk's office momentarily. Ask her, does she have any questions?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta para el juez?
No, gracias.
No. Entonces ahorita va a pagar en la ventanilla que está afuera en el pasillo a mano derecha.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
All right, who's next, Ms. Green?
We're done with the Spanish cases.
Let's let Ms. Ida do one more sweep of the courtroom to make sure before we excuse her.
Okay.
Buenas tardes. ¿Hay alguna otra persona que necesite intérprete? Por favor, déjeme saber para poder asistirlo en la interpretación ahora mismo. Si necesita intérprete, párese y déjenos saber.
No one responded.
Okay, Miss Yolanda, I'm gonna be home, so if somebody comes late, send me a text message or an email and then I can log back in.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ida.
You're very welcome. May I be excused, Your Honor, for now?
Thank you, Ms. Ida. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a good day.
Take care. All right, Ms. Green, let's rock and roll.
All right. We have Brenda Bivens.
All right, she's on page 2.
Yes.
And what is her plea on her plea form?
She's coming up, Judge.
What's your plea, ma'am? She said not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, let me have the plea form. What is the violation? I have a brake light violation. Is that what it is, or is it a turn signal violation?
Brake light / turn signal violation is what the officer wrote.
Is that what's on the ticket?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna dismiss that. If your brake light is out, please go get it fixed, okay? Let them enter a not guilty plea. Let her know that if she got it fixed, then it was guilty, but she got it fixed, okay?
We got it, Your Honor.
Get the plea form, let's call it a day, let's go to the next person.
Have a good one. Marquavius Burwell.
Mr. Burwell, did this vehicle belong to you, sir?
Say it again, I didn't hear you.
Did the vehicle belong to you?
No, not current. I had brought the.
No, I'm asking you the day that you were stopped, which would have been December 21st, was this car titled in your name?
No, sir.
Can we verify that, Ms. Yates and Ms. Payton? Did we run the title on this to tell me the tag to let me know who was the owner as of that date?
Well, I will have, let's see, hold on, let's see the GPS.
Or if you run it now to see who's showing up as the owner.
Okay, I'm gonna have to have her run it. I only have the driver's history.
All right, if you will have a seat, sir, we'll call you back up here.
Okay.
You want to go to the next person?
Ramonda Christian. She's walking up, Your Honor.
Hello,
How are you doing, young lady? What is your plea to this charge?
I'm good. I'm not guilty.
All right, are you gonna hire yourself a lawyer, or do you want to see if you're eligible for the appointment of a lawyer? And first off, do you want me to keep this case in Forest Park, or do you want me to bind it over to Clayton County where you can have a jury trial?
It could stay in Forest Park.
All right, are you able to hire yourself a lawyer, so you're waiving your right to a jury trial? The case will remain in Forest Park. Are you able to hire yourself a lawyer? Do you want to see if I can appoint you one, or are you gonna represent yourself? Which one?
As of right now, I represent myself.
Excuse me?
As of right now, I represent myself.
Do you think that's a good idea? How old are you?
30.
So you do know the person on the other side is going to be someone that's going to undergrad and to law school. They've been trained on courtroom etiquette. They know all the rules of evidence, all the criminal rules. Do you really think that you're gonna put yourself in a good stead representing yourself on a DUI charge? Knowing that if convicted, you could go to jail for up to 12 months. Don't you think you should get yourself a lawyer?
Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, I'll just go with you, just basically.
I need for you to speak up. What did you say?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and get me a lawyer.
Do you want to hire one privately, or do you want me to see if you're eligible for me to appoint you one?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it.
Excuse me, I
I
can't,
have
you
to
talk
look
very light.
I have to look into it. As in,
So you're gonna hire a private lawyer?
yes,
I need to know this today, because if not, I'll appoint you one, that's why I'm asking.
okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, you're gonna hire one, or yes, you want me to appoint
Yes,
you
you can
one?
appoint me a lawyer.
All right, let me ask you to have a seat. They're gonna let you fill out a financial affidavit. And if you meet the requirements, I will appoint you a lawyer, okay?
Okay, can I just go ahead and hire me one?
Are you sure you're gonna hire one?
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it.
Excuse me?
Yes, I'm going to look into it.
Okay, well, looking into it and hiring are two totally different things. Here's what I don't want. I don't want you coming back here saying, Judge, I couldn't hire a lawyer. Because they're gonna be ready to go forward with your trial. And so I'm trying to make sure you are set up for this, okay? Let me ask you, where do you work?
Paradise Entertainment.
Okay, and on average, how much money do you make per year?
Okay, I'm not sure.
How much did you put on your tax return for last year?
I haven't done my taxes yet.
How about the year before that?
I gotta do 2 years.
Are you paid hourly?
No,
You're paid a salary?
yes,
Or you paid based on tips? Which one?
based on tips.
Okay, I'm going to appoint you a lawyer, okay?
Okay.
Ms. Green, let's appoint her Michael Stinson.
Okay, do you want us to have her fill out the form or?
I have a feeling that based on her income, but yes, but let's appoint her Michael Stinson so that she does not come back to court and not have herself a lawyer.
Okay, and then I'll just give her his card as well.
Absolutely, young lady. Let me tell you about my appointment. The city has the right to seek restitution for the court-appointed fees. That amount cannot exceed $250. Do you understand that? Do you want me to go forward with the appointment of Attorney Michael Stinson as your attorney?
Yes.
All right, we're going to appoint her Attorney Michael Stinson. She understands that the city can request restitution up to $250. She has entered a not guilty plea. She's been advised of her rights, and she's requested the case remain here in Forest Park. Is that correct, young lady?
Yes.
All right. Yes, if we will give her Attorney Stinson's information, and we will forward her information to him, and we will reset this for a trial date.
Okay.
Thank you. You'll have a seat.
Thank you. Okay. Ms. Epps. Page 5, Judge Raymond.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Epps, what is your plea to the traffic control device violation?
No.
Is she eligible for a no-law plea?
Yes.
You understand that by entering into the no-law plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the no-law plea?
Yes.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
No.
The court will accept your no-law plea to the charge of traffic control device violation. The fine amount is $175. Are you able to take care of that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I can take care of it in 2 weeks.
All right. After you have entered your no-law plea, they will give you a 2-week agreement. Please make sure that you pay the sum of $175 within the 2-week time. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much. If you'll have a seat.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I got the tag for Mr. Burwell.
Yes.
The vehicle is registered in an Alvin Gregory Scott.
All right, so let's call Mr. Burwell back up.
Okay, he's coming.
Mr. Burwell, under the laws of the state of Georgia, this charge can only be brought against the owner of the vehicle. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this charge is being dismissed. They're gonna get you to enter a plea form, enter a not guilty plea, and then you're free to go. Do you understand that?
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, sign your not guilty plea and you're free to go.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Not guilty. Put your initials there so they know what you did.
Right.
Yeah, right now. where you scratch.
Okay.
Yes.
You wanna go to the next matter, Ms. Green?
Yes, Shane Jones.
Mr. Jones, how are you doing, sir?
We've had better days, but we're gonna get through it.
Good. Did this vehicle belong to you at the time of the stop, sir?
Yes, sir.
What is your plea to the two charges, the suspended registration and the headlight charge?
I was gonna see if I was qualified for the headlight on NOLO.
All right, how about on the other one is the suspendable one, so that's where you need the no.
I was guilty on not having my state tag because I didn't know it was didn't know it was,
So suspended registration, sir, means that that there was a lapse of insurance on your car, which led to the suspension of your registration.
correct.
All right, so what is your plea to that?
My plea to that is guilty.
All right, do you understand that by entering into the guilty plea that you're doing so without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial.
I'm sorry, sir.
Do you understand that by entering into the guilty plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
And sir, are you entering into this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
For for this plea, yes, sir.
All right, sir, the court will accept your guilty plea. There will be no fine on the headlight charge. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
On the suspended registration charge, I'm gonna reduce that charge to expired tag, Ms. Payton,
Thank you.
making it a non-suspendable offense. Mr. Jones, the fine amount is $695. Are you able to handle that in 2 weeks, or do you
Yes.
need a longer period of time?
2 weeks is fine, sir.
All right. Sir, they will have you to enter a guilty plea today, and then you will be given 2 weeks to pay the sum of $695. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. You'll have a seat.
Thank you.
All right.
Next we have Miss Cray, Elisa Cray.
You know, I can barely hear you, Ms. Green.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, Elisa Cray.
Okay. Elisa Cray.
Alyssa, yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
How do you spell your last name?
sorry. Last name is Cray, Kray.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And young lady, what is your plea to the charge?
May I ask a question first, sir?
You certainly can.
So I have a copy of my registration that is current.
So the question is, was it current on December 17th of 2022?
Okay, so am I eligible to plead nolo contender?
You can plead a nolo or a guilty plea because under the laws of the state of Georgia, this is a non-reportable offense. It does not show on your record.
It does not show on my record?
Not for this.
That is correct.
Okay, I will plead guilty then, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by entering into a guilty plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
Young lady, the fine amount is $155.
Okay.
Are you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
Yes, sir. I'm able to satisfy that.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
No, sir. Thank you for your help.
All right, they will take care of you. Please have a seat.
Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor, next we have Hendrick Pennyman.
Can you tell me which page? Because I can barely hear you, Ms. Green.
I'm sorry, we having technical difficulties.
You said
Penniman
Penniman?
is the last name. And he's on page 12.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Penniman, what is your plea to the traffic control device violation?
Nolo.
Is he eligible for a no-law plea?
Yes, he is, sir.
Sir, do you understand that by entering into the no-law plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yeah.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yeah.
Sir, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yeah.
And sir, do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the no-law plea?
Yes.
Sir, the court will accept your no-law plea. The fine amount is $175. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
2 weeks.
All right, sir, they will give you a plea form, enter a no-law plea, and then they will give you your 2-week agreement to pay the sum of $175. Do you understand that?
All right.
Thank you. We'll have a seat.
Next, Your Honor, we have Victoria Solomon. That's on page 13.
Thank you. Ms. Solomon, what is your plea to the traffic control device?
Well, I circled not guilty.
Okay,
And I'm an essential on my job and she said that I ran a yellow light, but she said as I went under it turned red. So
okay.
as far as I was, it was yellow when I went through the light, but
Well, you can enter a not guilty plea. You know that's fine, don't you?
yes, sir. But I also know that I've already missed 5 days this past week from being sick. I work 2 jobs and I'm essential on there. Unfortunately, I have to be there. And I didn't know that we didn't do trials today. I'm new into this system. I don't have any tickets. I've got a good driver's record. And I wanted to fight the ticket because I've always told my kids, you feel like you're right on something, you fight it. You know, you stand up for yourself. I believe I am eligible for no-low. That way I wouldn't miss any more work.
Okay, or you could just come back to court and fight it and see what happens.
Also, Your Honor, there's the option of Zoom. If you want to fight it, you don't have to come here. You can actually log in on Zoom.
Log in on Zoom. What is that?
The individuals
It
that were
means that we
online
can
today-
handle it virtually, so you could be in your office or wherever you work or in your home and have your trial.
Did not know you could do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
so would you
But like I
like
said, the
to
officer
enter-
was on the other side of the road when she said it turned yellow. She said it
Well,
turned
again,
red.
let me tell you, I don't know. I'd have to hear from both of you all at the same time. That's why we have a trial. So
Yes,
if you
sir.
feel like you've done nothing wrong, just enter a not guilty plea.
I don't feel like I have. I just don't want to do that. I've never been through a trial either, though.
Maybe you want to try it.
Maybe I want to try it. I'm sorry, I thought humorous. It's just the way you said that.
Yeah. It's not gonna bite you, believe me.
I know the
You'll
woman
get,
that was
you'll
scared
get
to
to
death
say
about it
your
yesterday.
version, the police officer will say his version, and then I'll make a decision.
Yes, sir. Okay, I guess I can do that then. Yes, sir.
Do you want me to keep the case in Forest Park, or do you want me to bind it over to Clayton County where you're eligible for a jury trial?
You can keep it at Forest Park. It's fine.
All right, Ms. Solomon is entering a not guilty plea. We're gonna set her down for a trial in Forest Park, and we will set her down for a virtual trial.
Yes, sir.
So you all will need to get her email address.
So I don't need an attorney on that, do I?
If you'd like to have one, you certainly can. I always think people need an attorney,
Really?
yes. But I can tell you that you're not facing any jail time. The worst case scenario, you will pay a fine of $175.
Well, it just keeps going up. It was 145.
It wasn't because it wouldn't have had the surcharge, so it's always been $175.
Oh, wow. The lady from the courthouse told me yesterday. I called yesterday. I finally found out information on how much the ticket would be. If I went ahead and just.
Yeah, because the amount she quoted you did not have the surcharges.
Oh, okay. Cause you told me 145 if I paid it before I come to court today.
Okay,
65 if I came into court today.
all right.
So,
Well, today you're entering a not guilty plea and you're gonna come back for trial and we will just make a decision then.
yes, sir. Thank you
Okay?
so much.
They'll give you a plea form, you'll enter a not guilty plea, and they'll get your information to set you up for a virtual trial.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank
right,
you so
thank you.
much.
Okay,
Thank you.
you wanna go to the next person?
We have Chanel Speakman on page 14.
All right, Ms. Speakman, what is your plea to the stop sign violation?
Nolo.
All right, is she eligible for a NOLO?
We're checking.
No, she used it in Chamley in 2019.
All right, what did she use it for?
Improper passing?
All right, young lady, you're not eligible for a NOLO, so you have to do a guilty or a not guilty.
I could be guilty.
All right, do you understand that by entering into the guilty plea, that you're doing so without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
You also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial.
Yes.
Are you entering into the plea, young lady, freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
The court will accept your guilty plea. The fine is $175. Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
No, I'm able to pay it in 2 weeks.
They will give you a plea form to which you will enter a guilty plea, and then you will be given a reset to pay for 2 weeks, the sum of $175. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we'll have Arlisa Taylor. Page 15, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Did I say your name right? Arlisa?
Ms. Taylor, what is your plea to the traffic control device violation?
I did want to speak to a public defender about that.
Well, I'm gonna bind your case over where you can ask the court over there to appoint you someone. I usually do not appoint a public defender for offenses unless it's a suspendable offense or a jailable offense. And yours is neither one of those, okay? So let me bind it over and you can ask the state court judge to appoint you an attorney, okay?
Wait, one more question. It was just based on my plea.
Excuse me?
It was just based upon my plea. I wasn't quite sure if I was eligible for the NOLO, but I know I'm not guilty either. So I just.
Well, if you're not guilty, then you should stick by that. If you feel like you did nothing wrong, you should stick by that. The question is, do you want your case to be tried here in Forest Park via a bench trial, or would you prefer that it go down to Clayton County where you're eligible for a jury trial? And if you want the court to appoint you a lawyer, let me bind your case over for them to do that.
You wanted to pre-trial with the solicitor, right?
I wanted to do.
Okay, Your Honor, I think she was confused. Initially, she asked the question about pre-trying with Melrose. So I think she's confused with that and the public defender.
Let me ask you, Ms. Taylor, do you feel like you've done anything wrong?
No.
Then your plea is not guilty. Do you understand that? Normally, people who pre-try their case with the prosecutor are people who feel like they've done something wrong, but they want to get an understanding of what the outcome is going to be before they come in front of me. But if you're saying I did nothing wrong, your plea should be not guilty. So the question just becomes, do you want to have a bench trial here in Forest Park? Or would you prefer a jury determine your guilt or innocence? And in that case, we'd send you over to Clayton County.
Am I eligible for NOLO?
Ms. Taylor, have you done anything wrong?
No. Okay.
So why would you want to do a NOLO?
Forest Park. I take Forest Park.
I'm gonna put you down for not guilty, and you're waiving your right to a jury trial, and you will have a trial here in Forest Park. Let me just tell you worst case scenario, okay, just so that you will know.
Okay.
If you were convicted of this, you pay a fine of $175.
Okay.
All right? Now, usually when people take a plea, if they don't have a bad driving record or they're eligible for a NOLO, they don't get any points. But if you are convicted of this, you would get 3 points. You understand that? But if you're found not guilty, then you will not get any points and you will not have to pay a fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So
Question.
that's the worst case scenario and the best case scenario, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Yes.
What's your question?
If I went ahead, I'm not saying I am, but if I went ahead and filed, pleaded guilty, would the term still apply or would they be different?
Well, you wouldn't want to plead guilty unless you want the points.
Okay.
So you'd want to see if you're eligible for a NOLO plea. So you would not have points. But the fine for the guilty or the NOLO is $175.
I'm still not guilty. Okay.
Okay, I thought you were. Okay, now when you come back to court, everything we talked about today, it doesn't matter because we start all over when you come back to court, okay?
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions?
Will I still be able to have someone appointed to me?
If you want to have a lawyer appointed, I'm gonna send the case downtown where I know they will appoint you a lawyer. Because I don't appoint lawyers for offenses unless someone is facing jail or a license suspension. You're not facing that.
So will I have someone to explain like my case to?
Yes, when I bind the case over, the judge will appoint you a lawyer, and yes, they will explain all that to you. So Ms. Green, we're gonna bind her case over to Clayton County. Let's have her to sign a bind over form so we can get her correct address. And the next time she has a court date, she will not come to Forest Park, she will go to Clayton County.
Sorry, last time, I promise. Can I
You
keep
can ask
it?
as many questions as you want,
I keep it at Forest Park. I just keep that Forest Park.
but you want to speak with an attorney. Let me bind the case over so you can do that. Okay,
Okay.
bind the case over.
It still is out there.
All right.
Sorry.
Ms. Green, you want to call the next person?
Notorious Taylor.
Mr. Taylor, what is your plea to driving without a valid license?
Guilty.
Can you all tell me if this is the first time he's ever been charged with this?
Yes.
He has no history.
All right, Mr. Taylor, you understand that by entering into the guilty plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Sir, do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you think it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
21.
How come you don't have a license?
I just never went to go get it.
When are you gonna go get one?
I was supposed to went yesterday, but I was at work and my dad, he got the gout and stuff, so he can't get up like he used to. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go today when I leave here.
Well, I think you need to set up an appointment. You need to study for the test so you can pass it too now, okay?
Yes, sir.
Young man, the fine amount is $795. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks or do you need a longer period of time?
I can pay it in 2 weeks.
Your guilty plea has been accepted. You will be given 2 weeks to pay the sum of $795. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Do you think it is in your best interest to enter into the guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you are waiving your right to a trial by entering into this plea?
Yes, sir.
And do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
No.
All right. If you will just have a seat, court personnel will provide you with information, and thank you.
All right. Appreciate it.
Okay, Your Honor, Terrence Thomas is next.
Take a picture of it, okay? Because if we fail to pay the $7.95 in 2 weeks, it's gonna be an additional $200, okay?
Mr. Thomas, you're charged with the offense of following too closely. What is your plea, sir?
No low.
Is he eligible for a no-low plea?
Yes, he is.
Sir, do you understand that by entering into the no-low plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
Sir, the court will accept your no-low plea. The fine amount is $200. And you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
2 weeks be fine.
All right, Ms. Green, if we can give him his 2-week agreement to pay and his plea form.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. If you'll please have a seat.
Thank you.
Next we have Javisha Thompson.
Ms. Thompson, what is your plea to the stop sign violation?
Oh, well, I put not guilty, but I'm guilty.
So what do you want your plea to be?
Not, I mean, guilty. I thought it was for a different, they told me something else, so, yeah, I'm guilty.
So what, I see the charge as a stop sign violation. Ms. Green, is that correct?
That's what I have, yes.
All right, so what is your plea to that? Is it not guilty, guilty, or no low contender?
Guilty.
All right. Do you understand that by entering into the guilty plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
You also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the guilty plea for the stop sign violation?
Yes.
Young lady, the fine amount is $200. Are you able to satisfy that within 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
Can I get an extra week?
If so, I will place you on probation, but understand that if this is paid in 29 days, you do not have to pay any monthly probation fees. Do you understand that?
Yes. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you can either pay it within 2 weeks, or you will be placed on probation, and then you can have up to 10 months to pay it. You can always pay it off early. Do you understand that?
I do understand that. I just wanted to know how long will I be on probation?
Until you pay the fine of $200.
I'm gonna pay it in 2 weeks.
Excuse me?
I will pay it in 2 weeks.
All right. Then, once they get your guilty plea from you today, you will be given a 2-week agreement to pay the sum of $200. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any question?
No.
All right, thank you. You'll have a seat.
All right, Your Honor, we have Denise Well.
Ms. Well, what is your plea to the stop sign violation?
Guilty.
You understand that by entering into the guilty plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
You also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the guilty plea?
Yes.
Court will accept your guilty plea to the stop sign violation. The fine amount is $200. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Are you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer time to pay?
2 weeks.
Ms. Green will give you your plea form to which you will enter a guilty plea. Thereafter, she will give you a 2-week agreement, which will give you 2 weeks to pay the sum of $200. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have one other one that I overlooked, and I apologize for that, sir. Mr. Hugo Fuentes on page 5.
Thank you. I saw him sitting in the courtroom and I was wondering. All right. I need to quickly. Yeah. Thank you. Be careful. All right, Mr. Fuentes,
Yes, sir. How's it going?
I'm going fine. Have you changed your address on your license?
I have not had the time to. I actually made an online account for the DDS. And upon trying to access my account, it kept saying that I had exceeded the times to log in. So I wasn't eligible to actually go through with it. And I really haven't had time to take off of work.
Okay, so let me just say, this fine is $150, but if you get this done, you don't have to pay anything at all. So you tell me, do you have time to pay $150, or would you rather get this done?
I can make time to get this done.
Thank you. So Ms. Green, we're gonna reset this court date. Let's put him down on a trial calendar, but if he gets this done before this and can bring it, show it to the court, this case will be dismissed.
Thank you. I appreciate
All right, get his plea form today, where he has entered a guilty plea to the charge, but if he gets this done, we will dismiss.
All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Your Honor, we also have attorney James Douglas Perry, who came in for Mr. I'm sorry, wrong attorney. No, that's right? Come on.
He's here for Mr. Garcia.
Yes,
All right, we have reset the case. Where is Attorney Perry?
he's coming to the camera now.
All right,
Oh, no.
Broke a vertebrae.
how are you doing, Attorney Perry?
I'm having a brace put on it
Oh, my God.
tomorrow.
So do you need to pre-trial this case with the prosecutor?
We have, Your Honor, and it's going to be a plea. Is that?
Okay, so Andreas is not here today, so we're gonna need to reset this, okay?
That's okay, Judge. I'm barely.
So why don't we do this? Why don't you just pick a Wednesday? Let Ms. Green know what Wednesday you'd like to take the plea, and you know we can do it virtually. So you don't have to come down here, okay?
Okay.
Let her know what day we can take this plea, and we'll set you down on that calendar.
All right, Judge. He is.
Take care of yourself, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even know exactly how I done this.
I know, but take care of yourself. Take care of yourself,
They're gonna put a
okay?
brace on it, and if that don't work, they're gonna have to operate.
Well, do what the doctor says, okay?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be in this shape if I did what the doctor said.
Well, all right. Ms. Green, do we have anyone else?
Down, so,
Yes. Did you need this back?
no.
Ms. Green, do we have anyone else?
That's it, Your Honor.
Well, let me go through the calendar because it sounds like we have some FTAs, okay?
Okay,
So on Nasha Abney, that's an FTA, is that correct?
that's correct.
Antonio Allen, that's Antonio Allen Brown, FTA, correct?
Correct.
Ryan Appling, FTA.
Correct.
So Cornelia Barnes is an FTA.
Correct.
Christopher Bennett is an FTA.
Hold on.
No, that one paid.
Yes.
Roderick Brooks we took care of at 8 o'clock this morning.
Correct.
Salvador Cachillo is an FTA.
Correct.
Shayla Drake paid.
Yes.
Destiny Granger is an FTA.
Right. Page 6.
Yep, K1 Grant is an FTA, page 6.
That's correct.
So Trizamine Hall is an FTA.
Correct.
Corey Irving is an FTA.
Correct.
That was something.
Arturo Juarez Alguin is an FTA.
Correct.
Eric Kent is an FTA.
Correct.
Tavion Latham is an FTA.
Correct.
Joshua Leary paid. Joyce Lee is an FTA.
Correct.
Rita Lopez was reset.
Correct.
Celia Millich is an FTA.
Correct.
Oscar Morales Monaldo is an FTA.
Oscar, yes, FTA.
Yeah, Nicholas Morrow is an FTA. I'm on
Correct.
page 11.
Yes.
Paula Petty is an FTA.
Correct.
Javon Robinson is an FTA.
Correct.
Hannah Ross is an FTA.
Correct.
Marquis Star, no, those are paid. Shanta Strozier is an FTA.
Correct.
Zachary Usher is an FTA.
Sure, yes, FTA.
Charles Warren is an FTA.
Correct,
Brittany White is an FTA.
correct,
Tyrone White is an FTA.
correct,
Willie White is an FTA.
correct.
Clinton Wright paid.
Yes,
That concludes the calendar.
that concludes it.
Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap.
Good job. Y'all got any directions you want to tell me for next week, or we good?
We're good. I think we're gonna have pretty much the same amount as we did today.
All right.
But yep, we're good.
Well, you know why that's okay, don't you?
Why is that okay?
Because you pay me to do a job and I love my job. And I love the people I work with. You know that?
And we love you too, Judge Freeman.
I know that. So it's all good, okay?
All right.
Now you tell Miss Payton, she looked like she had an interview with IBM today. She better not be trying to leave me. Did you have an interview with IBM today?
No, I wish.
No, you don't. IBM is closed.
I need some money, Judge Freeman.
You don't need no money. Look at you. You look like $1 million. Would you rather look like or have it? Which one?
Have it?
No, people that have it in a bad mood, their health is bad, it ain't good, okay?
All right.
All right, you all take care.
All
All right. See you next
Have a
week.
good one.
Okay then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Did you email me the doctor?
I saved it.
Okay.
I say, let me make sure, let me
Can
copy
you
it
just
again.
email it to me?
Let me copy it again.
I tried to email it on this one, but it's not.
No, that's
working.
not gonna do it.
So I'm gonna wait.
They don't realize what.
Hold on.
Okay,
I'm just waiting for you to do that. Then I'm gonna
Gotcha.
turn it off.
go ahead.
You got it?
Mhm.